Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The dust has settled around trick-or-treaters making their rounds and collecting different candies. While they're fast asleep, the Drug Enforcement Administration says parents should be checking their candy. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly is here to tell you about candies with slightly odd names that are dangerous. Katie?
Mike, the DEA is warning parents to be aware of candies laced with drugs. They've been seen in Ohio, Virginia, and are popping up across the nation. The candies look like traditional treats and are often professionally wrapped. The drug-laced candies have included chocolates, gummies, and suckers. They've been found laced with marijuana and even meth. There are only subtle differences to watch for, like altered names such as from popular candies, such as Munchie Way, Twixt, and Rasta Reese's. Also, the DEA says to look for unusual wrapping and colors, odd smells, label misspellings, or anything unmarked. We spoke with local parents, and they said it should be a priority to check every single candy because it's just not worth the risk.
I think it's really important for you to check your candy for your children, for the safety, just with everything going on. But I feel pretty safe in Fargo. That's the big thing.
It's recommended that suspicious candy be reported to law enforcement as soon as possible. Mike?
Thanks, Katie. Parents should seek immediate medical attention if a child ingests any of these drug-laced candies, as they can be extremely harmful. I don't know how it was at your house tonight, but at mine we had quite a few kids who were out trick-or-treating and parents escorting them. If you had a coat, cap, and a pair of gloves, the weather wasn't a problem. I'm sure the same combination, minus the costume, will be needed tomorrow on the way to school. Hutch?
Indeed, we are going to see some changes in our weather as we close out our work week. But for tonight, we'll have a few clouds out there that are going to be clearing across the region. That means some pretty cold temperatures in the 20s as we go through the overnight hours. I can't rule out some fog because our wind changes direction and becomes southerly as well. So a chilly start to your Thursday, and the increasing clouds out to the west will lead to some rain for some and flakes for others. Mike will have details on what you can expect your Thursday and Friday here in just a moment.
All right, thanks. A 29-year-old Wahpeton man has been charged with indecent exposure. If Oscar Zubia Jr. is found guilty, he could face a $1,500 fine and 30 days in jail. A photo shows what looks to be Zubia walking in the Wahpeton Walmart naked. An eyewitness told us he saw the naked man shopping for produce around 5 last Thursday. Other witnesses say the same man was seen in Econo Foods in Wahpeton. Some people who live next to Highway 10 in Audubon, Minnesota, say that they're frustrated. They say the local post office wants them to move their mailboxes, a situation they say will be unsafe, so they called our whistleblower hotline. Leon Kellerhoos lives on a dirt road just off of Highway 10, and he says the Postal Service told him and his neighbors to move their mailboxes to the north side of Highway 10 by November 6th.
They wouldn't return our calls. We finally sent the letter to the three of us that live on this road, and the response we got was effective immediately, no more delivery here.
A spokesperson with the U.S. Postal Service told us that they want the mailboxes moved for safety reasons. They say they try to avoid any areas that could be danger to the postal carriers. They add that it's happening nationwide, not just in Audubon. The neighbors say that they plan to take their case to state lawmakers. 10 people were arrested and cocaine and meth seized in a major drug trafficking operation in Hubbard County, Minnesota, near Bemidji. Of the 10 arrests, 2 were for felony warrants. Agents say during a months-long investigation, they were able to conduct several drug purchases. One involved the purchase of a firearm from a convicted felon. The seizures are expected to be a result in additional drug charges. The bus company that transports Fargo Public School kids is looking into an unsafe situation on one of its buses. Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall explains. Veronica?
Mike, the school bus in question was at Discovery Middle School. It was overcrowded with up to 4 students per seat and some students standing in the aisle, and that did not stop the driver from pulling away from the school. It happened last Friday, and after reviewing the event, Valley Bus says the overcrowding was due to a miscommunication with the bus driver, who picked up students for 2 different bus routes. The company says it's sorry for what happened, and it has reviewed its safety policies with the driver. Now, we were sent some video of what happened, but because it was taken by a student and features other minors, we won't show it publicly. But I was able to show the video to some local families. While none of the families wanted to go on camera, they said driving while kids are standing in the aisles isn't safe, and it goes against common sense. Another parent said this isn't the first time a Discovery Middle School bus has been overcrowded, and there are more videos. Mike?
All right, thanks, Veronica. There is a policy as to the maximum number of students allowed on a school bus. In this case, the limit wasn't reached, but because of banned instruments and varying ages of the kids, space was very limited. You can find full statements from the Fargo Public School System and Valley Bus on our website, valleynewslive.com. Ben Franklin Middle School went on lockdown after reports of an incident involving a student and several members of the staff on Monday. A spokesperson for Fargo Public Schools tells us the school went into lockdown so multiple staff members could work with a student to de-escalate a situation. However, no further details can be released by the school due to privacy laws. North Dakotans are streaming to the polls in big numbers to vote early. New figures from North Dakota's Secretary of State shows nearly 83,000 people have already cast ballots. There are now 4 locations in Cass County to vote early: the Days Inn in Castleton, the Ramada Inn and Fargo Dome in Fargo, and the Doubletree by Hilton in West Fargo. Hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. through Friday. Early voting is also a hit in Minnesota, we're told, as Secretary of State Steve Simon says the numbers are unheard of. He says the state is on pace to match or exceed turnout in a presidential election year. North Dakota American Indians are receiving identification with street addresses so they can vote next Tuesday. The move is prompted by stricter voter ID requirements. So far, more than 2,000 voters on 4 reservations have been provided with the proper credentials, and that number is approaching half of the roughly 5,000 natives that U.S. District Judge Daniel Hovland says don't possess a qualifying voter ID. Many tribal members aren't aware of their address, don't have a providable one, because they're homeless or stay with friends or family. State officials say not requiring street addresses could lead to people voting in the wrong district and to fraud. The effort is largely financed through donations, with the Native American Rights Fund donating $50,000 and a GoFundMe page that has raised more than $200,000 for more than 4,300 people as of today. Later on Valley News Live at 10, stay away from your kids' Halloween candy. If you're looking for a late-night snack, there's one that researchers say will do your body good.
And FM area streets filled with ghosts and goblins this evening, and the weather not too bad. A little bit of a wind, and we certainly cooled off as well. A beautiful sunset, but there's precipitation in the forecast. I'll have details right after this.